What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast. That's right, favorite geeky podcast is back, and tonight we have a special episode. Before we get into this, we've got a special guest tonight. First of all, you're not imagining things. Right over here. That's right, we've got Rob the Bad Guy. Mr. Messiah Complex Cosplay could not be with us today. He's actually at the premiere of what's it called again? Across the Spider-Verse? Is that what it's called?
Across the Spider-Verse, yes.
Across the Spider-Verse. So he did the London premiere tonight, so he's gone dressed up and everything. So hopefully he's getting some footage for us. So he is not here tonight, but that is okay because we've got Mr. Rob the Bad Guy sitting in for him. How you doing, Rob?
I am doing excellent. I'm happy to be a stand-in for Jeff. I don't have quite the glorious beard as he does, but no, I'm back.
You are back and wearing a nice t-shirt, and I'm assuming it's your Rob the Bad Guy t-shirt.
It is my Rob the Bad Guy t-shirt. I should have put that on the front. I should have messed that up.
Yes, you should have done it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yes. Also joining us, Mr. Michael Myers coming back on the show, Myers Corp Creations. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing pretty good. This is going to be fun.
This is really going to be fun. Talking about fun, I've been trying to catch your podcast as much as I can on Monday nights. How about you give us a little bit of a pitch there for the people that don't know that you have a podcast?
Sure, no problem. I have my own podcast, Monday Night Nerd, every Monday night, 7 o'clock p.m., this exact same time on Monday night. I've been a cosplayer for over a decade. I've been volunteering at conventions for over a decade. I've been going to conventions for longer. And I just talk about those things. I talk about stories. I talk about fun interactions, cool celebrity meetings, all that type of stuff every Monday night. Myers Corp Creations on YouTube.
Excellent. Sorry, say that again, Rob?
Definitely check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It's fun, and you can go and watch all the back episodes, by the way, folks. If you want to go to YouTube, you can check out all the episodes right from the first week. Tonight, though, is not a Monday Night Nerd. It's a Thursday Night Fights. That's right, everybody. Tonight is our first ever Ultimate Character Face-Off. And the crowd goes wild. That's right.
I'm going to fuck you up.
We are doing it tonight. One-on-one, mono-on-mono, character versus character. It's the Ultimate Character Face-Off 1. Now, here's what we did for tonight, folks. We took all of our top 10 heroes, right? Because if you've watched the show, you know we did a top 10 heroes list. We also did a top 10 villains list. We took all those
Very
characters.
controversial.
Very controversial. Actually, that was the one that was not only the most popular, but the most controversial. And then our top 10 horror character lists. And we mashed them all into the Wheel of Names. Names. That's right. The Wheel of Names is going to be picking who our round of 16 is for the Ultimate Character Face-Off. Now, we did add a couple extra people. We've added all of the honorable mentions from our lists. We also added a couple of random choices because we felt it was weird to have certain characters and not their nemesis or whatever you want to call it. So we did add a couple of characters. We're going to be spinning the wheel. We're going to be setting who the round of 16 is, and then we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about who we think is going to win that face-off. But we're going to throw a bit of a wrench in this plan, folks, because we're going to let ChatGPT, that's right, the AI engine, is going to decide who wins these fights. Now, caveat here, before the show, Jen brings up, well, what if you guys all think that the AI is wrong? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Maybe we'll overwrite the AI. But for now, we're going to say the AI is who is going to be giving us our champion. Well, not our champion, because we're only doing the round of 16 this week, folks.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll do the quarterfinals. If we're able to do the semis and the finals next week, we'll do that as well. But we are going to go through 16 characters, 8 matchups, one-on-one, mono-e-mono. Folks, before we get going, if you're watching us here live on YouTube, make sure you click that like and subscribe button. It's 100% free. What are you doing if you're not following us? You guys, also click the notification bell. The notification bell is amazing because anytime we go live, anytime we upload a new video, it'll let you know right away. We've got a bunch of build videos that have gone up over the last couple of weeks. We've got one more build video coming, and then we've got a couple of different things that are going to be happening over the following weeks. So stay tuned. Check it out. It's going to be a fun time. If you are actually listening to us on one of your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify, make sure you go check us out on YouTube, because you're going to get to see all the graphics, the fight cards, the wheel. I mean, it's the brackets, etc., etc. And actually, before we do get started, just a quick message to producer Jen. Producer Jen, when you show the brackets, you will want to show who moves on. So we want to see not only who are in the round, but who wins the round. Anything you guys want to add, or do you just want to jump into it and get started?
I'm excited to jump into it.
Yeah, I'm good.
Before we do, we've got a bunch of people in the chat already. I should say hi to start with. Mr. Andrew Saxon, he was in here last week. Mr. Ill-Gotten Hugs. Victoria Brown is already there. Mr. Keith L. Megan Avery's there. Rob the Bad Guy is obviously in the chat. He's always taking over the chat. That Rob the Bad Guy is in the chat as well. So thanks for watching, folks. You guys want to see the wheel? I feel like you want to see the wheel. Oh, all right. This is going to be very simple. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to select 2 characters, and then those 2 characters are going to face off. You also notice on the wheel there are spots marked JS, Rob, and Mike. If you fall on one of those slots, you can choose whatever character you want to be in this face-off, even if they're not on the lists.
Got it.
Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because that could make things a little bit spicy.
Wild card.
Yeah.
A wild card. All right. Let's see who character number 1 is. Oh, it's funny because on my computer, it makes these little sounds. Ding, like the microwave. Wolverine.
Ooh, Wolverine.
Right off the bat, we're starting with Wolverine. We're going to remove Wolverine from the lists. And we will spin again. Oh,
Terminator.
The Terminator. Well. Wolverine, versus the Terminator.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of ting, ting, ting.
There's going to be a lot.
Yeah. So who wants to start here? Michael, how about you start? What do you think?
Okay. Well, we definitely have a lot of cling happening. I don't believe Wolverine's ever officially been destroyed yet. Like, he does have his healing factor, so that definitely plays an important factor. The artificial intelligence in the T-800 does probably give him the advantage on technical fighting and getting around the savagery of Wolverine. So although that healing factor, I got to go Wolverine, because that healing factor is just going to keep saving his butt in the end. And I think if he gets the right shot on the Terminator, it's done.
Rob, any thoughts?
I think I'm also going to pick Wolverine, because you're right. If he gets the right shot on the Terminator, I think he's just going to claws right through the head. I think it'll be a tough fight with lots of ting, 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 but I think he's a little bit more agile, move a little faster, gets the right move on him. Terminator's done for it.
Yeah, I think you guys are both right. I think for me anyway, the deciding factor is the adamantium skeleton and claws, which are just going to slice through that T-800 like nobody's business. I don't care what kind of alloy it's made of. It's not adamantium. And Wolverine's healing factor. It doesn't matter how many times the Terminator shoots him, unless the Terminator has some kind of weapon that we've never seen before. I don't know how a single T-800 Terminator takes out Wolverine. I personally, I don't think I can see it.
So I just want to address a question in the comments. We forgot to mention it. So Andrew asked, does the Terminator get to time travel? So in this case, no, he doesn't. No. But the way we're envisioning this first qualifier round is these 2 characters bump into each other on the street. They got no time to prepare. Neither of them has a home field advantage. It's just they bump into each other. Somebody looks at the other the wrong way and they go at it. Yeah. I think for the qualifier, the semifinals and the finals, we're gonna tweak it up a little bit. Somebody will get a home field advantage. You might be able to throw in some of these. Do they get time to prepare? Do they get time to make something up? So we're going to address that later. But for right now, it's just these 2 characters get into a fight on the street randomly, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah, I think that's how we're going to utilize the wheel in the next rounds. Is we're going to be picking who has that home field advantage / is able to prepare, or like in the Terminator's case, time travel or whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, let's talk about the time travel thing for a quick second. How does that even help the Terminator, right? Because he can't bring weapons with him anyway. So even if he's time traveling back to the past, then he's got to use today weapons. Today weapons aren't hurting Wolverine.
But does he go back in time before Wolverine's Wolverine? You know, kill Hitler.
Well, I mean, I guess you could, but
so that's why we're not going to get into that right now.
No, again, we're assuming that Terminator goes back to the past, bumps into Wolverine, they hit it off. Wolverine fucking turns him into sushi meat.
I mean, the only one I would actually say is do the opposite. And if he has something that could send the time portal, take him to the future, and just be overrun by T-800s, there's a chance.
That's a good point.
But even that's still a stretch and a half to get him out there.
Do you guys want to hear what ChatGPT has to say?
I do.
Yes.
It's funny because ChatGPT basically says exactly what both of us, well, all three of us have just said.
Good.
In a direct confrontation, Wolverine's healing factor and adamantium skeleton would give him a significant advantage. T-100's conventional weapons might not be able to cause lasting damage to Wolverine, and his healing factor would allow him to recover quickly from most injuries. Wolverine's claws and combat skills would also provide him with effective means to engage the Terminator. So like I was saying, I don't think the Terminator has anything on Wolverine. Actually, we forgot to make it a winner kind of card, but oh well. I think it's obvious the winner of this one has to be Wolverine. I didn't think the Terminator would get knocked out first round, but unfortunately.
Wow. I mean, he's basically a small Sentinel.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean,
that's basically what it is. And he's killed big ones.
Plenty of Sentinels. Yeah, he's killed plenty of Sentinels. So, yeah. So there goes the first matchup. Wolverine wins it. Yep. Are we going already back to the wheel of names?
Looks like we are. And yes, Victoria, you were right. ChatGPT is the fourth host today.
Yeah. It sure is.
Skynet is the new host.
It is. I mean, why not use it if we can, right? I mean, I think it makes for some fun interactions. Although I have a feeling that ChatGPT will say a lot of the same things we say, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, let's spin that wheel. Oh, Kirk and Spock.
Kirk and Spock, or Kirk or Spock?
So when we did the top 10, we assumed it was Kirk and Spock because Kirk is not really Kirk without Spock and vice versa. There really is no one or the other. They kind of go hand in hand. But I have a feeling this will be a very quick matchup. Let's see.
I don't know. They have some pretty solid leadership skills and strategies.
Uh-oh.
Can you imagine a mind meld between?
Well, that is
like what's in his mind.
Interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
What do you guys think? I want to say this right away. There was
I love that picture.
Jason movie. There was a Freddy. There was a Jason movie. It was called Jason X.
Yes,
which was in space in the future. Yeah. So we know there is still a Jason in the future because let's be honest, Jason, as far as I can tell, is immortal. Right? We haven't really found a way to kill Jason. I think that's the thing. Now, can Jason be beat? Yes.
Yeah.
Are there certain ways you can stop him? Yes. Can you kill him? As far as I know, you can't. Could Kirk and Spock in the future, future Jason X, somehow makes his way onto the Enterprise and starts killing a bunch of people on the Enterprise? Can Kirk and Spock figure it out and stop Jason? I think they can.
Yeah.
I think they can stop him and they can somehow imprison him, capture him and render him useless. Again, they can't kill him.
Yeah.
but they chain him to the bottom of a lake, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right? I think they could do
open
that.
a hatch and fly him out into space. Absolutely.
Which was my argument, because in Jason X, which I have to admit is one of my favorites because of how bad it is. The beginning, they trap him in cryo, so that's a stop in my opinion. They rethought him in the future. The ending of that movie, spoilers, they push him out of an airlock and he plummets to the earth and I guess evaporates in the atmosphere. So it's possible. It's just how long they can get away from him.
Yeah.
Because if it's honestly, and that's the problem, is that if we go back to our original rule, if they meet up on the street, that's a different story.
And that's a good point. Going by this logic, Kirk and Spock could like beat all of them the same way, right?
Yeah. So if we're doing meeting on the street, they got phasers, he's got a machete, and based off the Friday the 13th game, the lore, I guess, is that he can transport sort of into thin air and that's how he moves quickly when he's really only walking. So I think one-on-one in the middle of a street, I don't think they have a chance. I think Jason wins, sadly. If they can stop him, I don't think they can kill him. I think they would stop him.
I agree that I don't think they can kill him. No. ChatGPT threw me a curveball here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, because it knew I was talking about the crew of the Enterprise.
It knows what you Google.
Throwing red shirts at him.
And it came back to me in a direct confrontation. The Enterprise crew would likely have the advantage due to their advanced technology and training. But again, that's assuming they're on the Enterprise or that the Enterprise is there, right? Yeah. They could use their energy-based weapons, transporters, force fields, and other tools to subdue or neutralize Jason Voorhees. However, it's important to note Jason Voorhees is a supernatural entity, often depicted as possessing some form of immortality or regeneration. Jason is immortal. He has survived various extreme situations and shows resilience, blah, blah, blah. If the crew of the Enterprise underestimates Jason or fails to use their resources effectively, he could potentially pose a significant threat. But, I mean, if you've got phasers set on vaporize, I mean, I don't know.
It might be hard to kill this character overall if we're going to allow him to be super immortal.
A lot of characters on this list are considered immortal. FYI.
Now, I mean, the Ghostbusters are on this list, right? Can they take him now? We'll save that if it happens.
I mean, maybe. Oh, Richard is in the chat. And he says, I worked on that crappy Jason X movie. I mean,
the parts Richard did were fantastic.
For the time, for its time, I liked it. I thought it was good.
I thought it was great.
Corey Carter is saying, trap him on the holodeck, simulate him under the sea to distract him, eject the holodeck. Again, I think
kind of what they did in the
airlock. Yeah, it's exactly what they did in the movie.
Yeah.
Which again, assuming that the Enterprise crew has home field advantage, yes, I think they win. But I think that if Kirk and Spock bump into Jason and he starts running after them, I kind of feel even with their phasers being that he can regenerate and is immortal.
Yeah.
And is relentless and is essentially, like Rob said, a ghost, right? He's not a ghost, but he's a supernatural being.
Supernatural. Yeah.
Are we in agreement?
I think
Jason wins this one.
Jason wins this one. Yeah.
So.
I think Jason wins this one. Yeah. Damn, my boy Kirk being knocked out first round.
Shatner ain't gonna be happy.
Yeah. Shatner doesn't watch this. He's too busy,
he's
drinking peanut
too busy going
somewhere.
to space.
Yeah, he's going to space.
Exactly. Richard says somehow Jason always lives. Wasn't one of them called Jason
Lives is number 6.
Lives,
Yep.
It's number 6. There you go. So, all right. Well, listen, we've got 2 matchups already done, and I think they're going pretty quick. So, back to the wheel, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's see who is next.
Oh, we almost got the Ghostbusters.
Ooh.
Power Rangers.
Glad I'm wearing the
Power
shirt.
Ranger.
Oh.
Now, again, We're not talking about a Power Ranger. We are talking about the Power Rangers as a team.
Yep.
And let's see.
So they're all out having a nice picnic, and then
Freddy Krueger
shows up.
Freddy Krueger.
Oh.
You know, this is another one of those ones where I feel like it doesn't matter if you're a Power Ranger or not.
Yeah.
Now, Freddy has been beaten
Yes.
by just regular people. If Freddy goes up against the Power Rangers, right? Let's just assume Freddy starts haunting Power Rangers. With now we are talking about a specific team, but even with the 6 of them there, let's say we're talking about all the Power Rangers teams, right? Could Freddy Krueger really kill every single one of the Power Rangers before they find a way to defeat him?
That was my thought. I think you can take out a couple, but then something tells me they're going to figure out some way to get around it. It's just what, though?
Megan Avery says Freddy. Interesting. Because, again, Freddy always gets beaten by just a regular person at the end of the day, right? That person doesn't have any superpowers or doesn't have any kind of weaponry or skills or special training or anything, right? Could that actually be a disadvantage to the Power Rangers?
Oh.
Well, as long as they can stay calm in their dreams, they could put up a fight in the dream. But Freddy's got all his powers in the dream, so...
Do they carry over any of their powers to the dream?
I would think not. But
yeah, that's a good question, because I feel like if you're able to somehow figure out how to control your dream, wouldn't that be?
That's kind of what that's kind of what everybody does. But I just don't know if they have the power to do. Like, they have the power to do it.
Megan Avery says, or the Power Rangers team up in a dream. I don't think they can. Because Freddy always haunts people's individual dreams. I don't remember him being in any kind of group dream.
No.
So it's just a one-on-one in dreams. I think Freddy's got the advantage here.
Yeah.
If they can't bring any powers into their dream world. Can they control the dream environment? No, that's Freddy's superpower, right?
Well, that's Freddy's power, but again, I think anybody mentally strong enough might be able to, especially if they realize that they're in a dream.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very good one. And Andrew's saying, I think ChatGPT will be interesting on this one.
Yeah.
And it really is, because it's split down the middle.
It's not giving a definitive answer.
It's if or it's not. It says, okay, you know what? Let me ask it again. Who do you think
ask it that way.
Would win a fight between the Power Rangers and Mr. Krueger? That's what it says there, because the way it sets it up right now is if else. If they're in the real world, Freddy's got no chance. If they're in the dream world, the Power Rangers have no chance. It's giving me the exact same answer.
Yeah, it's not being definitive.
If the fight were to take place in the real world, the Power Rangers' physical abilities, combat skill, advanced weaponry would likely give them a decisive advantage over Freddy. They'd be able to utilize their teamwork, martial arts prowess, and powerful weapons to overpower and defeat him. However, the confrontation occurred within the dream world. Freddy's ability to manipulate and control the dream world would pose a significant challenge to the Power Rangers. He would have the advantage of creating a terrifying and dangerous dream environment where he could exploit the Power Rangers' fears and weaknesses. For such a scenario, Power Rangers would need to find a way to either resist or neutralize Freddy's dream-based powers to effectively defeat him. So
They're awake then, right? They meet on the street. They're awake.
Yeah, assuming they meet on the street, so they're awake. Exactly. Yeah. That's what Victoria just said. So I would have to go by that and say, yes, they meet on the street when they're awake. But then Andrew has a good point. Does Freddy even have a physical body to encounter in the waking world?
If somebody brings him out of the dream world, then yes.
Yeah. So let's assume that he does. He's gotten no chance. And I still cling to the fact that by the end of every Friday the 13th movie,
some
rando stops Freddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which makes me feel like if Jason David Frank, was facing off against friggin' Freddy Krueger, he would probably figure out a way to kick his ass. So I'm gonna make an executive decision here. And I'm gonna call the Power Rangers on this one.
Yeah, I think after
Victoria says this is a funny matchup. It is.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some weird matchups here, folks.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I can tell you right now. But I think I am gonna have to go with the Power Rangers on this one. You guys good with that?
I'm good
with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. That's what we're doing. Power Rangers move on to the quarterfinals.
Love it. I knew I wore the shirt for a reason.
How many are we in now? So let's see if we can look at the brackets so far. So we are now, where we can see Jen working here. We are now 3 matchups in.
Okay.
We're almost done half of the matchups. We got Wolverine moving on to the quarterfinals, defeating out the Terminator. Jason Voorhees moving on to the quarterfinals, defeating the Enterprise crew. The Power Rangers move on to the quarterfinals, defeating Freddy Krueger.
Okay.
Who's going to be next, folks? Make your bets because the Wheel of Names is about to pick one.
I'm hoping for a wild card. Give me a wild card.
Woo! Darth Vader!
Well, we know
Mr.
who JS
Vader
has in this fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Vader in this one. I can tell you right now. And let's see here. Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. Please don't be Luke. The Black Panther. Yeah, I'm gonna go right off on a limb here, and I'm gonna start and say T'Challa ain't got shit on Anakin. Okay, like Vader, T'Challa doesn't even have a chance to get close. Vader force grabs him, snaps his neck. That's it. End of fight. We don't even get to pulling out the lightsaber with this one. What do you guys think?
Don't even get to pulling out a lightsaber.
Wow.
I mean, I'm going to agree with you. I just didn't want to do it so fast.
I'm trying to think of a way that Panther can get around him, but just there's no angle that I can think that he has a shot. Like if he gets close, he's got a chance. I just don't think he's getting close.
Yeah, I feel like it would have to somehow. Black Panther would somehow have to sneak up on Vader.
Yeah.
And disable his suit somehow before Vader could, really get into the fight, right? Like that to me, Vader needs to be using his force powers to keep himself alive, right? To T'Challa to have any kind of a chance here. And even then, T'Challa still has to contend with a lightsaber. Now, can his vibranium suit stop lightsabers? That's the chat here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can a vibranium suit stop a lightsaber? I'm curious. Victoria asks that exact question. Okay, but have we settled if a lightsaber can penetrate vibranium or not? I mean, I think that's the key there. Well, Keith has another good point here. He says he uses those discs that disabled the Jeep in the first movie and shorts out Vader's suit. All of a sudden, Vader now has to concentrate his force powers on breathing and staying alive, and now has to fight hand-to-hand against T'Challa.
Yeah, but that's a 1 in a million shot that he doesn't see that disc coming and force throws it out of the way.
So ChatGPT thinks that it's unlikely that a vibranium suit would be completely impervious to a lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also says here, in terms of combat skills, both characters are highly proficient. Darth Vader is a formidable lightsaber duelist and skilled in the dark side of the Force. which provides him with additional offense abilities. Black Panther, on the other hand, is a highly trained fighter with exceptional martial arts prowess, utilizing acrobatics and unique fighting styles of Black Panther.
What comes to mind for me is I think it's Infinity War, right? And Thanos is just at the end of it where he's like destroying everybody, and it's in slow-mo, and you just see the Avengers like getting tossed everywhere. That's what I envision here with Black Panther, right? He doesn't even get close.
Flying. Yeah.
Whoop. You're right. No lightsaber comes out. Vader's just like, goodbye.
Yeah.
ChatGPT does say overall, while Darth Vader might have the advantage in terms of raw power and force, Black Panther's agility, combat skills, and technological advantage could make the fight highly competitive. I still think Vader takes this one. Hey, Mr. Thor is worthy. Eric has now joined in the chat. How you doing, Eric? So what do you guys think? I say Vader. I vote Vader on this one. ChatGPT again is on the fence on this one, but I'm going to say Vader.
Yeah, he can pull down a starship. I mean, you can't really beat that.
Not unless you have the high ground, but
oh, he throws sand at him. There you go. He throws sand at him. He's got the advantage.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
you had to go there, didn't you?
It's coarse and gets everywhere.
All right.
That'll come up in the quarterfinals, right? Like, you have the high ground.
They fight on a beach. He's in trouble.
Potentially.
All right. We're going to have to give it to Vader.
Yeah.
Vader it is. Vader takes this one and finalizes the first side of our bracket. Wow, we're already halfway through, guys. The wheel is still full of names. 16 characters is not going to be a lot. But we're going to do them quick. And guys, this is not the last time we're going to do these ultimate character face-offs. I'm telling you right now. Because I've already got some ideas for really funny ones that could be pretty interesting.
Nice.
So...
Love Eric's comment here. Just run. That dude's got asthma.
But again, that dude does have force powers and can just, snap your neck at a distance. All right, let's get back to the wheel.
Yes.
There you go. The wheel of, come on, spin. There we go. The wheel of names. Names. Ooh, is it the Joker? Captain America. Ooh, that was close to being the Joker there.
Yeah.
So Cap is on the chopping block. Who is Cap going to be facing off? Thor. Oh, my God.
Wow. Well, they're both worthy. That's not a good start.
Now, this could potentially be one of the hardest ones of the night. Wow. Thor is worthy, saying Thor for the win.
Yeah, you would side that way, Thor.
Huh.
He's a god, yeah.
He is.
Oh.
But as you can see in this image, Captain America is wielding Mjolnir.
It's a little sparkly. Cap is amazing, but Thor is a god. Oh, the chat, and not Chat GPT, but the chat here's got it for
Cap is amazing, but Thor's a god.
That's
Thor's worthy, saying I'm biased. Yes, I know. Oh, which is Thor's, so he can just call it back. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, can he? I mean, I feel like once somebody handles Mjolnir and has Mjolnir in their possession, could Thor just call it back? Because when he tried to call it back from what's her name? Jane,
yeah.
It wouldn't come back to him, right? So I don't know. Victoria's saying Thor is also physically stronger, is he? I mean, I would assume he probably is.
Probably.
Depends on the movie you're watching, right?
True.
It varies. He can,
Are we doing Fat Thor?
Yeah.
Has Thor ever died in the comics? I can't remember. And if it had to have been a god to kill him,
I feel like Thor dies in Ultimate Avengers, like the Ultimate Thor.
Yes. Yes.
But he's reborn.
Yeah. I feel like he dies. I don't know. You know what? That's a good question. I mean, we know Cap dies, even though he wasn't dead. And then he was cloned. And then it wasn't a clone. And then he died again. And then he was just back for some reason. So, I mean, does it really even matter? Like, really?
Everyone stays dead in comics. What are you talking about? I gotta go Thor. I mean, just he's Asgardian. Like, I just don't see him dying from something Cap did. Cap would need a lot of assistance to do it. And
I feel like Thor could just electrocute him until he's like cooked, right?
It's almost Vader versus T'Challa again, because just like done. Like
you can just zap him at a distance and you're gone, right?
Yeah.
Chat GPT here, I think, also agrees. In a direct confrontation, the outcome would depend on several factors. Thor's raw power and control over lightning would give him significant advantage in terms of sheer destructive force. He could use his godlike strength and lightning attacks to overpower Captain America and potentially incapacitate him.
I'm going to agree with the AI.
Yeah, I think I need to go with the puny god, yes. The puny god. I think I got to go with Thor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get this one to Thor. Cap's got a great ass, but
Mjolnir was just a way to channel his powers. His power is unlimited.
His power is unlimited.
I mean, yes, his power is unlimited. I mean, he technically not a god. True. Right? I know we call him a god, and people are talking about gods, but he's technically not a god, right?
True.
Thor is just another alien. He just happens to be a really, really strong alien that can control lightning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, Thor is now correcting himself. Are you the god of hammers? Yes.
Yeah,
no, he's not the god of hammer. He's the god of lightning. So I think we got to give it to Thor.
Yeah.
Thor, yeah.
I don't know why we're dwindling on this one. Let's give it to Thor and move on back to you know what? Oh, I think we've only had a couple of people since our last one. So we'll wait before we go back to the brackets. Let's do another one here. Who is joining us? Ooh, Lord Voldemort.
Okay.
Interesting. Now the chat is going to have to give me some very good. Oh, you know what? No, I'm. I mean. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys talk for a second while I cue the AI. But this is a silly one to me.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, Ghostface has got some sweet knife skills.
He can hide behind a couch like the best of them.
Absolutely. He's very stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
Right? Voldemort is one of the most powerful wizards to exist in the Harry Potter world. Ghostface is a couple teenagers, being fucking stupid. So I cannot see. Okay, so
I mean,
Okay, hang on.
We have teenagers; they can be pretty fucked up.
So hang on. So ChatGPT agrees that Voldemort would win. Okay,
yes.
let's leave it at that.
Did it just say ha ha ha? What do you think?
No, but it says, however, it's worth noting that Ghostface's strength lies in their ability to strike from unexpected angles and manipulate fear. If Ghostface has managed to catch Voldemort off guard or exploit any psychological vulnerabilities, he might get a temporary advantage. I still think Voldemort
temporary
advantage. Yeah.
I cannot see how Ghostface kills any of the other villains, to be honest, and end this fight. Ghostface to me is kind of like the Ghostbusters, where they were on the list, so we put them in. But I can't see Ghostface taking out Voldemort. That's just silly to me.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Fucking Voldemort makes it to the finals, I'm going to be real pissed here, guys. I'm telling you right now. Okay, this is not going to be a good show if Voldemort makes it to the finals next week. Thor says, who are you going to call? Well, it depends, I guess, who we're fighting here. Cause
if it's
one,
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one to me is a no-brainer.
Damn.
We all agree?
Yeah.
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 I think we only have 2 slots left. Do we not?
Let's check it out. Jen says, yes, we only have 2 slots left, so let's bring it up.
Ooh.
So, Jen, can we see the whole thing? If it's possible. There we go. So, with 2 slots left, Wolverine edged it off against the Terminator. Jason Voorhees beat out Kirk and Spock. Power Rangers beat out Freddy Krueger. Darth Vader beat out the Black Panther. Yet that was another silly one to me. Thor beats out Captain America, and Lord Voldemort beats out Ghostface.
Pretty easily.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like these are all pretty straightforward so far. Yeah. I don't feel like we've, other than the Freddy Krueger one, I don't feel like we've really had any kind of curveballs thrown at us so far. But there is 2 fights left, so we need 4 more characters. You guys got a favorites and who's left? No?
I don't know.
Oh, the Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's a good one.
Okay, this could be a good one depending on who they go up against. I mean, I will say that. Okay. You were a big fan of the Ninja Turtles when you were a kid, weren't you, Rob?
Huge Ninja Turtles fan. I used to, back in the day before we had phones and computers and internet and shit, the property I was on, we had this forest, and there was a bunch of trees all lined up in rows. I guess they used to grow tree farm back in the day. After the Ninja Turtle movie came out, I remember childhood memory. Me and my brother were out there with sticks, pretending we were like Ninja Turtles, just beating the shit out of these foot soldiers' trees.
Nice.
Breaking sticks. So yeah, big fan back before we had the internet.
Eric's asking which turtle or as a pack. We are talking here as a team.
That's perfect. I got Casey right there. The Casey mask.
Oh,
Turtles versus Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man. Now this.
Oh, the battle for New York, basically.
Yeah. This is an interesting one.
We're obviously going Peter Parker, correct?
I don't know.
I mean, again, does that make a difference?
I would say so, because if you're going to put Spider-Man 2099 in there, there's a difference.
I see.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, fair enough. For me, when we chose Spider-Man as our hero list, it was Spider-Man as Peter Parker. But then again, I think it could have been any Spider-Man.
Okay.
But now that we have the Spider-Verse, I mean, I guess they're all a little bit different. So yes, I would say for this purpose, Peter Parker.
For Peter. Okay.
Yes. Rob, you know the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles probably better than anybody. So what do you think? What would make the Turtles have an advantage over Spider-Man or vice versa?
I'm undecided yet, but I'm leaning towards the Turtles having an advantage because of their team aspect, right? They've got those, the brute strength, and they've got the smart guy who comes up with the plan. I don't know. This is a hard one. I'm leaning towards the Turtles on this one. Peter Parker fucks everything up, to be honest with you. At least in the MCU, yeah, he did. 4-on-1, you're right, Richard. It's 4-on-1.
Yeah. Well, it is exactly right, and
he's pretty strong, but the Turtles are strong.
Yeah,
I mean the Turtles are strong. The Turtles are also ninjas.
Yeah. Parker's fought the Sinister Six, though,
but they're not ninjas.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I for me, I think I would have to give it to the Turtles.
Yeah. Just
the because again, it's a 4-on-1 thing.
Matchup, yeah.
Yeah, and even though Spider-Man is pretty strong, I feel like the Turtles, the 4 of them together, are at least as strong as he is. They all 4 have their own thing. All 4 bring something to the table. I think that if we put a scenario together here, and Spider-Man is for some reason facing off against the Turtles, we've got heroes versus a hero. So it's one of those things where it's Batman versus Superman, right? We don't know who the other one is, and we're fighting until we realize, oh, okay, well, we're both good guys. I think the Ninja Turtles have the edge over Spider-Man until they say, okay, well, let's hang on, let's stop fighting here because we're obviously both good guys. Yeah. But that's just me. Yeah.
Yeah, and to kind of back that, I think if you go off that scenario of two heroes fighting each other, Parker is probably more likely to pull his punches until he knows if it's a villain. I think if he hurts one of the turtles, Raph's losing his mind and going for the head.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one.
So I think Raph would be the wild card in that. I think Donnie, Mikey, Leo would probably try to pull their punches, but I think if he hurts one of them, Raph's just going nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard says peace party instead. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, we're not here for the ultimate pizza party. We're here for the ultimate character face-off. Face-off.
I like what Andrew says, too. And Andrew says Peter gets his butt handed to him often enough against his villains. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah. There you go. And Chat GPT does agree. If we're facing one turtle off with Spider-Man, a single turtle has no chance against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
As a team, and they work together, their numbers, coordination, and combined skills would pose a formidable challenge for Spider-Man. The turtles training in ninjutsu and their abilities, their ability to strategize and adapt during combat would enable them to capitalize on any openings and potentially overwhelm Spider-Man. Yeah, so I think as a team, it's unanimous, folks. All three of us and ChatGPT agree. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are moving on to the quarterfinals.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fight that I would see. This is a crossover that I would watch.
Yeah. And you're right. It would end
with a bunch of people, but
it would end with them both realizing they're both on the same team and going off.
And then pizza party.
Yeah, pizza party.
Andrew says I'd watch this one. Yeah, I would too. This is a crossover. This is the. You guys remember the Wolverine versus Hulk?
Yeah,
animated movie.
I got it.
This would be to me like that, right? So yeah, I would totally be up for that. But it's time to move on to the Wheel of Names for the last time tonight, guys. Guys, it's already
the last two.
Wow.
Yeah, it's already 7:50. We're right on time.
Yeah.
If you guys are enjoying this, make sure you check back next week because Jeff is going to be back next week, and we're going to be going through the remainder of the characters. Like I said earlier, as of next week, we're going to be spinning the wheel to find out who does have home field advantage. Because in every scenario that ChatGPT has given me, it always mentions the specific circumstances and environment of the fight, and then it gives me that option. If this is the case, then that person wins. So it'll be interesting to really, really see how that goes along. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I was just reading the private chat here. Producer Jen was messaging us, and I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't read any of the stuff. But it looks like Mike was already responding to her, so we are good to go. Final two, guys. We ready?
Yeah.
We doing this?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I feel like we need a.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wicked Witch of the West. Are you fucking kidding me?
This was
okay.
So, let me just throw this out there. I had to Google what exactly are her powers.
Does she even have any powers?
Well, according to ChatGPT, spellcasting and dark magic.
Yep.
The Wicked Witch of the West is a powerful witch capable of casting spells and using dark magic, flying and levitation, so long as she has a broomstick, and immune to water. I don't know why it calls it immune to water, because it causes her to melt, which is a weakness she can exploit. So spellcasting and dark magic, flying, and water is the weakness.
And houses.
And generally anything flying.
Yeah. Yeah, don't drop our house on her head. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the Wicked Witch of the West that got crushed by the house. It was
but the sister,
the Witch of the North or whatever.
Yeah, it was the North.
Yeah.
But it's sister. You figure that one gets killed by it, the other one's probably.
Well, pretty sure house is dropping off.
Let's be honest. Any of us get hit by a house.
Well,
touche. Yeah. Oh, versus Xenomorph.
Boy.
Okay.
So you know what we did not get on this list this week are the Predators, and I really was hoping to get the Predators on this list. But we've got the Wicked Witch of the West against. Now, are we talking one Xenomorph, or are we talking like she's stuck on a ship full of Xenomorph? Again, I think if one Xenomorph down the street bumps into the Wicked Witch of the West. Megan Avery says no discussion. It's obvious. Really, I would like to hear your reasoning.
Yeah, I'm curious
as to why it's obvious. For me, it's obvious that from a distance, all the Xenomorph has to do is spit on her and she melts, and that's it because it spits acid. Richard Bakari also says no brainer here. The flip side of that is if the Wicked Witch of the West does see the Xenomorph coming, could she not cast a spell and just get rid of it before the Xenomorph even reaches her? I'll let you guys face off while I query the bot.
Yeah, can she get off a spell fast enough? Or is the alien stealthy? Sneaks up. Let's see what
he needs a lot of hiding places, though. That's the problem. He's mostly a close quarters fighter.
Correct.
So if we're in a big open field or a road, he doesn't have that advantage. It's just what can she pull off before he gets within 10 feet of her.
Victoria says this is so fucking bizarre. I love it. I mean, that would be the most bizarre fight. Megan Avery says alien versus witch, alien for sure.
I just want to see the art.
Alien Queen as well.
I just want to see the art piece of them being her flying monkeys. Like that's the photo I want to find.
Yeah.
Richard saying xenomorphs are too stealthy. I feel like by the rules that we established at the beginning,
that means nothing.
If they bump on the street,
the
xenomorphs don't have a place to hide, right?
No.
So they can't be stealthy. So it's can she get off a spell before they can take her out? I want to think that she would have to process what she's seeing before she even thinks of doing a spell. While at that point, the xenomorph's already torn her apart and melted her with its acid spit, right?
And most of the time when a witch is crafting a spell, it's like, I need a little bit of hair and some blood and some nails and or reading something or taking time to process something. Meanwhile, the xenomorph is just laid a baby in her.
Yeah.
Baby egg for sure, like Eric says.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
It would,
Michael? I vote Xenomorph as well.
Yeah, I gotta go Xenomorph. I don't think she'd be able to pull it off quick enough. If it was Voldemort or something, I think they got a better chance because it's a quick wand spell. But with her,
I was gonna agree with you. If it was a different kind of witch or like something from the Harry Potter world, a little faster. But this witch, she's losing.
Yeah. Funny enough, ChatGPT also thinks the Wicked Witch of the West is losing this. In this scenario, the Xenomorph would have several advantages. Its natural durability and strength would make it difficult for the Wicked Witch to physically harm or defeat it, I should say, with her spell or broomstick. Additionally, the Xenomorph's ability to climb walls, its acidic blood, could give it and spit, could be the advantageous of evading or countering the witch's attack. Yeah, I think that it's clear. The Xenomorph takes this battle. The Wicked Witch of the West, get out of here.
You know what? I'm so happy for this because we talked about this controversial episode and she won. She was the number one villain. You guys wouldn't let me put the Xenomorph in there.
Was she the number
Jeff,
one
if you're
villain?
watching this, in your face, buddy.
I don't know that she was the number one villain, but here, let's be honest.
She was.
She can be a bigger villain and still lose a fight to another one.
Doesn't matter. Moving on.
I still think the Joker is a bit bigger villain than either of these two. And he would still lose a fight, I think, to, well, at least to the Xenomorph.
Well, and that's why we had to break it up and add on the third show. So.
So there you go.
Huh.
I believe we now have
our our first 8?
Our quarterfinal is set.
Wow.
Wolverine is facing off against Jason Voorhees. The Power Rangers are facing off against Darth Vader. Thor is facing off against Lord Voldemort. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are facing off against a Xenomorph. Now, next week's going to be a good one because, like I said, what we're going to be doing here is we're actually going to spin the wheel to see who has home field advantage, who gets to prep, who gets to know what's coming, who is going to have the advantage in this fight, or in these fights, I should say. And then we'll see. Since there's only going to be 4 fights, we'll probably be able to get through all of them right to the finals next week.
Yeah.
Oh, Thor's saying Voldy for the finals, dude. Don't.
It'll be the last episode.
Yeah, we got to save it for next week. We're not going to.
If Voldemort makes it to the finals, I'm not going to be happy. Victoria is saying this has been thoroughly enjoyable. I love this episode so much. Thank you very much, Victoria.
Thank you.
Andrew Saxon is saying we really don't know the witch's spell, though. Never really saw anything offensive out of her. Well, that's a good point. That
another reason why
we've never even seen anything that she can do.
Yeah.
Also asking, what are the ground rules for round 2? Well, that's basically it. Round 2 is set. The wheel is going to decide who has the advantage, and then we're basically going to be doing the same thing all over again.
So I don't know that this is so much applicable to this round, but say Iron Man was in here, he'd have time to go back and cook something up, right? The guy invented time travel.
If the wheel says he has the advantage.
If it says he has home field advantage, that's the kind of thing.
Then that makes a difference, right?
If he does not win home field advantage, he's caught off guard.
Yeah, he's caught off guard off the street, and all he has is his Iron Man suit. Then all bets are off, right? So that should be fun.
Yeah,
guys, if you enjoyed the show, it has been a good one. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you click the like button. If you haven't subscribed, come on, guys, what are you doing? Make sure you click that subscribe button. It's 100% free. The notification bell will let you know every time we upload a video. And the like button really lets us know that you like to watch these shows. So make sure you click that like button. I know there's 10 of you in the chat right now. If I don't see 10 likes at the end of the show, I'm going to be DMing every single one of you because I can see who's in the chat. Guys, before we go, Michael, first of all, thank you so much for coming back this week. It was awesome to have you again. For those of you that missed us at the beginning of the show, how about you pitch your podcast again quickly before we go?
No problem. Every Monday night, 7:00 p.m. on my YouTube channel, Myers Corp Creations. It's Monday Night Nerd. We talk about nerd stuff. We talk about geek stuff. We talk about conventions, cosplay, wrestling, music, movies, horror, a whole bunch of stuff every Monday night.
Every Monday night, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube. Myers Corp Creation is the name of your YouTube channel, isn't it?
It is.
There you go. There you go. Mr. Rob?
I got nothing. Hopefully, I'll see some of you on Sunday.
We do have something. Sunday, exactly. Sunday, we're going to Mississauga, the Awesome Toy Show.
Awesome Toy Show.
We are going to be in our Predators. It's Sunday afternoon, so it's a one-day thing. So I know the Predators didn't make the cut here this week, but hey, listen, the Predators are going to be up this Sunday. It should be fun. There's going to be some people that we know, obviously, there. I don't know who else is going, but if you are going, let us know. Come and say hi. What do we have after that? I don't think we have anything planned after that until Fan Expo, do we?
Nope. Fan Expo is the best thing. No, we're not doing Niagara.
We're not. So Jeff, Megan, and Mike are going to be in. Well, actually, a lot of people are going to be Niagara.
I'll be at Niagara.
Well, there you go. Of the team, Jeff and Megan are going to be there specifically. Unfortunately, listen, Niagara, I would love to go, but at one point we have to make some executive decisions on finances. Mm-hmm. And, when you have a con that is not interested in helping you get there, when you're trying to cut costs, I mean, seems, for me anyway, the logical one to cut out, right? Not because we don't want to go, but because we can't do it all, right? So we've had to cut that one for this year anyway. It doesn't mean we won't be there next year, but for this year, we're not going to be there. We are going to, however, be, as far as we know, Toronto Fan Expo. We're also going to be in London for London Comic Con. Most of us are going to be in Windsor for the national. What's it called again? Oh, they're going to hate me.
Don't put me on the spot.
They're going to hate me.
Oh my God. Northern National.
Northern National.
Collector card convention / Windsor's fan experience.
Yeah.
So it's two conventions coming together.
Yeah. So
it should be pretty cool. It's shaping up to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a fairly big con as well. Like, it's not going to be Fan Expo, obviously, but I feel like it's going to be like a London Comic Con size event.
Yeah.
So that should be fun. So lots of stuff going on this summer. There are things I am working on for this summer. So keep your eye open on our Instagram. You might have some stuff going on over the month of July. But we're not going to spill any beans right away because we don't have any set plans. But guys, thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for sticking through the show. We love you guys. We appreciate you coming. But I think that will be it for this week, folks. Make sure you stay geeky. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.